Um, so yeah, any critique in that sense, I would appreciate it. I mean, I definitely see areas where I want to go back and fix it, but I'm always open to critique. So
Well, we've got we've got our light coming from different areas on the shot, and I think that in a gymnasium like this, that can actually work, right? Because we've got multiple cans in the ceiling. We've got this guy's lit up over
yeah,
here, his back, and then this guy's kind of from over here. So
hmm
whether you planned it or not, it looks like he's running from one drop light to a different drop light.
yeah, semi-intentional.
Okay, good, good. And that works pretty well. So, that works very well actually, because it really gives us an idea of multiple light sources, which in a gymnasium like this, that's exactly what we would have. We wouldn't have one big giant softbox over the top. We'd have
Yeah.
all these smaller light sources. One thing that could help, see this brighter area, this pool here where he is,
Yep. hmm
maybe pull a pool pull a pool of light back here to match this, so we would carry on that idea of pools of light, because
Yep.
we've got another one looks like over here.
Yeah, that's
So
exactly what I was thinking is
yeah,
going
yeah,
back and just recomping that in there because I've got
yep,
lots of frames with it. So
good, good. Well, lots of work went into this. Very nice. Well done.
thanks, Tom.
Well done. And this guy over here in the doorway, um, that's just great. Um, well thought out. I love this. You see all this and everything, and then you catch this guy over here looking away, not following, looking away. A lot of story in this particular image. That was a stroke of genius over here.
Thanks, Tom. Appreciate it.
That's really well done. Very happy with that shot. All right, we've got this one, Chris Dean, guy jumping over wall. Chris, tell us about the shot.
Yeah, guy jumping over wall pretty much sums it up, really. Sort of was out of ideas for this assignment, and I thought I hadn't really been pushing myself in the way that I had been on the earlier essentials group, with just going out there and sort of making images with, like just emailing people and seeing if we enough doing photos. And I found there was a group in my city who do parkour, the French thing where you run and like jump over obstacles and jump from bits of rooftop to rooftop, sort of in urban environments. So I dropped them an email and said, can I take some photos? And I didn't really have any idea what I was going to do beyond that. So I just turned up with a camera and some flash guns this morning and made this. But, beyond actually saying, can I make some photos with you guys, I hadn't really thought about what I was going to do. And I think that's very evident from the resulting photograph. So,
And you lit this with a single strobe?
yeah, yeah.
Well, he's moving. I like the blur in the shoes. That gives us really good movement. He looks sharp here, so it gives us really an idea of how fast those feet are moving. Um,
Yeah.
we watched some guys in Houston once in a warehouse district run through there. The running like they would go sideways on the walls. That was
Yeah.
wall running or whatever they call it. God, I mean, you talk
Yeah.
about physical. Wow,
Yeah.
unbelievably physical.
Well, that building you can see on the right, one of the guys, he jumped over the wall on the left and then ran up the front of that building and did a backflip. Like his feet
Oh,
went over the top of his head, and he just, yeah, it was some quite serious stuff they were doing. But I thought this sort of thing met the assignment. So, and that they would sort of do things, and then you wouldn't even know they were going to do it, and then you turn around with the camera and they'd already done it. So they
yep.
didn't really take direction very well. So, and I wasn't really into it enough to know when they were going to do something. Do you know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
think if I'd have spent more time, I might have got some more stuff, but run out of time, and then this is what I had. So
Okay. I'm gonna play with this shot here at the end. All right.
okay,
I'm gonna
cool.
play with this shot a little bit. All right. And Tracy, You know, I didn't when I didn't see the person in the thumbnail. Tracy, this is a great shot. Where did you do this? Oh, she not here. Oh, she's here. Tracy, you're still muted, Tracy. If you're yakking away, you're still muted. You got to unmute yourself. No, Tracy? Oh, there she comes.
Oh, am I
Trace?
on? Okay.
There you are.
I couldn't get it unmuted.
You finally
Okay.
did.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, good. Whew. I don't know what I did differently from the previous frantic attempts, but one of them worked. I've had this idea in my head since the Essentials group did the Hitting the Wall
Uh-huh.
one. So
Uh-huh.
I've been waiting for this assignment and waiting and waiting, and I had a friend lined up to do it and everything. And then we couldn't get it together until yesterday, and I would change it now already. So I'm a little disappointed, but
Now what? Now what? I like it. This is definitely a. I mean, this is right up my alley. I love this. You look at it and you discover the person. You put the person, I think, in like the most ideal spot because of that little indentation, like little cave-like thing there.
yeah.
So she just pops out of the background wearing the orange and the whole bit. She's got her climbing gear there hanging off her back. Um, so where is this, Tracy?
Um, 50 minutes from my house. I live in BC on the West Coast, and we're a major climbing destination, worldwide known.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
and
I chose this rock wall. I wanted this one because you can get right to the base of it, and there's like I for the camera it was a flat sort of patch of ground at the bottom. So it's such a big wall, but I could situate myself,
Mhm.
excuse me, where I could actually see everything.
that's cool.
Lots of lots of them are there. There's jumbles at the bottom, or there's trees in the way, or
Hmm.
a
Oh
steep
yeah,
slope
you're
or something.
this well scouted. This little log laying here, and where she is. Um, Now it looks lit. Did you light this, or is this just the natural light?
I lit her.
Oh, you are good. Look at you. She's definitely lit, but she's not lit in a way that you know is overly done. So then would you just take out the light that was
Y-
in the shot, or
Yeah, I actually couldn't get the whole cliff face in even a couple of photos with the lens I've got. So this is a composite of like 18 or 20 photos.
ah,
And so I just took the light stand out. I did the background composite, and then I plunked her in where she would be, and took basically the rest of the photo of her out except for the bits I needed.
very nice. So
Thank you.
this is stitched in Photoshop.
Yeah,
Wow, a lot of work, Tracy. This is a keeper here.
thank you.
Are you?
I wish it was wider. I found I don't know,
Hmm.
it seems too tall and skinny to me, but when I chopped it down shorter, the wall looked smaller. So I had to leave it
No,
like it was. But
I think you accentuate the height of the wall
do you?
by making it a thinner shot. Yeah, I do.
Maybe.
Uh,
Okay. Well, then
uh,
I like the
I
thin
meant to
and
do
tall
that.
too.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take credit then.
yeah, yeah. I think the thin and tall really just gives it it's like you know, pretty wild stuff. Now, is this the kind of adventure photography? Are you kind of liking this kind of thing?
Um, no.
Okay.
I mean, it's fun for a once in a while, but I don't think I'd want to go out and do it every day.
Okay. Got it. Okay. Great portrait. Did you get any shots of her facing you?
I didn't want her facing me.
What's
So
that?
no, I didn't. I didn't
Oh,
want her facing me.
well, she could have
Um,
wanted that. That'd be this. Can you imagine this as a portrait in her living room?
maybe. This is a friend of mine. We can go out anytime.
I mean,
When she wants
think
stuff, she says, "Will you come out and do this?" And I say yes. So
that's
we can
cool
do it again.
because this is the kind of portrait. Um, if she was standing, facing you or sitting on a rock there with the stuff, you do this kind of portrait. Can you imagine this on a wall as a like a I don't know 24 by 48?
That'd
I
be
mean,
cool.
what an awesome picture, and so unusual as a photograph on someone's wall. This one of the I don't do a lot of consumer um, consulting with photographers, but one of the things I see when I go to photographers' websites, especially ones who are struggling, they show me pictures that look like they could have gone to Sears. And you know, if you're doing pictures that like your client could have gone to Sears, then they're probably going to go to Sears because Sears is cheap. I think Sears is not doing it anymore, but you get my drift.
Yeah.
But this is a portrait. This is cool. Good job.
Thank you.
Okay. This is the one that confused me. Unless it's the wrong one. Not for this one. Leah,
Good morning.
good morning. Explain hitting the wall for me.
I perceived the hitting the wall to be something due to frustration and conflict.
Okay.
So this is my representation of the shadows fighting with it.
Oh, okay. You know, just as I said that, I realized that the shadows were indeed hitting the wall.
Yes.
So cool. Okay. That's a very, Leah, that's a very creative concept for the brief. But you explained it, and you know, if you can explain it, then it's a winner. Works for me. Because if you're explaining it, then it's a brief that you have gone over with your client, and that's what you came up with. How did you? Is this like window light, or did you light this with a strobe?
This I'm stopped halfway through painting my living room. So the background is where the paint was stopped. You can see the line delineating above the upper feather, and I used the Home Depot work light, and I took off the grill so that it didn't cast any lines. And I just used it. I wanted that shadow to be super rough.
Neat. Be careful when you take that grill off.
Oh yeah, it gets really hot.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. But yeah, you have to take it off because it throws shadows, and you can see those shadows on your subject and on the wall behind.
Yeah, and I didn't want to diffuse it, so.
Yeah, a good use of light and shadow, and a good choice of a light source to give you the shadows that you wanted. This hard light source is working really well here on all the textures in here. The lights and darks give it depth, and then the shadow behind it is so remarkably sharp. We know that it's part of the image and part of the still life. Is still life something that you're liking?
I'm not really sure.
Okay.
I'm liking so many different things, and
Yeah.
I realize you got to pare it down eventually.
No, not yet. You, as long as you're loving it, you keep doing it. We'll pare you down at some point, but you keep making and discovering what it is you like. Don't feel rushed into choosing a, what was it like in high school? Don't feel rushed into choosing a major quite yet. It'll come to you, if you know what I'm saying. It'll come to you before you go to it.
I'm somewhat pleased that you didn't get it because it made you look at it a little bit more.
Okay. Good. Well, what makes me happy is that you had a very clear and logical explanation for why you did it. Because, like I say, I put the brief out there, but obviously, if you were working with that brief with your art director, you would have run these ideas by them. So you had already done that in your mind and had your conflict going there. Very well done.
Thank you.
Yeah. This one, John McAllister. John, this is Really wild shot. Is John with us? Yeah.
Hi, Don.
Hi, John. This is a really wild shot. This is cool.
Well, I haven't been able to do the last two assignments. Work's just taken over my life. So I really wanted to come back with something that stuck out, if you like.
Mm-hmm.
So I started off actually with a diagram, which I think you've got at the end of this set of pictures. Have you seen the diagram, Don?
No, I haven't.
I've uploaded it. I think you've got it listed.
Oh, it's on here?
Bottom. Yes.
Let's see if I can find it this way. Okay.
So I sketched that out. That was my idea. I was just trying to find some time to reproduce my idea.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I went on a training course on Friday, and I got a nice lunch break. I had my camera gear with me. I was in London, and there's loads of joggers, loads of walls. So I had my opportunity to put this together.
Well, you did put it together. The wall's great. The guy running to it. Now, here's what we got. Here's what we got. We got a little bit more Photoshop to do.
Yeah.
The zipper is its own item, correct?
That's right, yeah.
I wonder if you took the zippered layer and hit it with the beveled and emboss tool, if we could get a feeling of dimension, because right now it's a little bit flat, but if we could get a feeling of it raising dimension on this thing to come up off the wall a little bit. That would be.
I was actually working trying to do your lighting technique and shading technique to put an edge to so it looked like there was shadow. The wall was casting shadow. Couldn't achieve that, but bevel sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, no, and yeah, this is pretty well done in here. If we could make this zipper look like it's more, you know what else? If this zipper was actually on the wall, it would probably be a little bit darker around it, right? From the rain water and everything. So maybe we just darken the edges a little bit. Just try to make this thing look like it's really part of the wall. I think you can do that too. I don't doubt you can do it. And then the guy's a little bit blurry, so he's moving into that area. You know, he's getting ready to duck and run across that thing there. Wow, very clever. This took you some time too, didn't it?
It wasn't too bad because I'd already done all the masks. I'd done the zipper. I'd done the work beforehand. So when I took the images, I could practically drop them straight in. The guy was really easy because he's the background. He stood out good against the background. I could just use them. The Magic Select tool, or whatever it's called. Yeah, so it wasn't too as time consuming as you imagine. I think because of the planning beforehand.
Yeah, well, it's the planning. I'll tell you, the planning is more time than the shooting in many cases, but it pays off in a shot like this. It really pays off because you can see. This is the kind of shot when you show it to somebody, they see that you've solved a problem here. I'm always saying one of the things we have to show people is something they haven't seen before, and we have to show art directors and photo editors that we can solve problems. And you've done that here. We tweak up this zipper just a little bit more, and you've done everything on this that would work. So good shot, John.
Okay, I'll give that a go.
All right, good shot. Good shot. Ian, I love this. I love this picture, dude. Wow.
Thank you. Yeah. Before I talk about this, I was really impressed with Tracy's shot. I mean, that rock face was absolutely stunning. But the one thing that struck me, I don't know a single woman that would want her backside to point towards the camera. So how she could find someone that did that, that's brilliant.
Good job, Tracy.
But anyway, I mean, this was this was something I've not been happy with what I've been doing the last couple of weeks. I wanted to really push the boat out, and I wanted to learn a bit more Photoshop. So I've never tried anything like this before. So this was all a voyage of discovery. And it was one of the hardest things I've ever tried to do, because I had no idea how to create this. I had the vision in my mind, I just didn't know how to do the outcome. And the only way I could do so was using the warp tool to bend the wall. The problem is that with the warp tool, you can't have the face there, because it's on a different layer, and as soon as you launch warp, you lose all other layers. So you actually have to do this blind. So you're trying to work out where the face is whilst you're actually manipulating the wall.
Yeah, you're right.
And so I'm pleased with the outcome. And what I was trying to do, because obviously the second part of the challenge was light and shadow, and trying to create the light and shadow to give more dimension.
Yeah, you've got
the image.
Great stuff
I thought
here.
Sort of brought out both parts of the assignment.
Yes, yeah. The light. I like especially how you. I'm sure you created this because the light coming this way, as the nose comes out, it's going to catch more light. So this gives us dimension here.
Yeah, I had to create that nose. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Such creative stuff, guys. Just creative. Wow, wow, wow. So you tried something new that you've never done before, and it worked out the way you wanted it to work out. That's a pretty good feeling, isn't it?
It's an incredibly good feeling.
Yes.
It's very rare does it happen, but I'd actually say if I wanted to envision what was going to happen, that's what I wanted. I would have liked. It's a little bit too grungy for me. I'd have liked to have had a little bit cleaner lines on the brick, but I couldn't get the blend to work. So that's the only downside as far as I'm concerned.
I kind of like the grunge. I like the old brick. Yeah. Yeah. Always little tricks to learn. And every time you push yourself to do something you haven't done, you learn something huge. And I'm sure you learned a lot doing this. So it won't be so difficult to do something else next time.
The learning point is to actually make the face out of a piece of tracing paper and stick it to your monitor, so then you've got the brick underneath it, so when you walk, you know where your face is going to be.
Oh, what a great idea. Sure. What a great idea. I wouldn't have thought of that. That's absolutely great. It's going old school and new school mixed.
Yes, my problem is I thought about it after the event.
Yeah, well, hindsight's so clear.
It's always 2020, isn't it? Yeah.
Absolutely. Nice job, Ian.
Thank you.
Nice job. Damien.
Hi,
Damien caught something exploding right up against the wall there.
Yeah, it's I had an idea that I wanted to get a pumpkin and throw it against a wall and have it explode. But of course I thought of that on the morning of the 31st. So could I find a pumpkin? No, I couldn't. So it's a melon, as it turns out in the end.
Yeah, boy, that's the same here in Phoenix. I went up to get a pumpkin to put out front of the house on Thursday, and they were gone. I was like, what? I guess the story is the stores now donate them on the morning of Halloween. They donate them to some of the shelters and stuff. So next year, if you want a pumpkin, you got to go grab it before Halloween. Otherwise, the stores are then stuck with a bunch of pumpkins, which have a very long sales cycle on November 1st. Ain't nobody buying pumpkins on November 1st. So in order to get the write-off, they've got to get them out. So they take them to the shelters and the whole bit on the day of October 31st. But yeah, I'll learn next time. Got to get them the night before. Night before, they had a whole crib full of them. I went up there Thursday morning, and there wasn't a single one. They had the decorative, the ornamental ones. But yeah, okay. So now, is this a wall, or is this this is a wall, right?
No, it's actually the floor.
Oh, it is.
And I sort of rotated it, 90 degrees. I only had one melon as well, so I had to make sure that I can catch that shot. So Liz helped me out. She went upstairs and she dropped it out the bathroom window, and I triggered the camera just as it hit the floor, and yeah, I pretty much had one chance. So I was practicing with the ball a few times beforehand.
Wow,
And
so you nailed the splat, didn't you?
It was a lucky catch, I think, to be honest. But yeah, I'm quite pleased with the result. I think. I wish though the focus point had been slightly more forward, because I'm kind of back focusing a little bit. But
yeah. This would have called for some strobe. Did you use strobes? Or is it
I did, yeah.
Yeah,
I
did you?
use a strobe.
Yeah, I think I would have cranked the strobes all the way up and
I did,
gone
yeah,
for
yeah.
Oh, I see. So is this like a long telephoto? Well, yeah, you don't want to be standing close to where the thing's gonna hit.
No, it's 100. Well, it's the 24105.
Okay.
Right out to 105. So.
Yeah, I can see your focus back here a little bit. Yeah. Reminds me of David Letterman. I wonder if anybody else remembers Letterman doing this. Letterman a decade ago, I guess, one of the shticks on his show was they would go and drop stuff out of buildings to see what it would look like when it would explode. Melons were a big favorite. So
yeah.
Cool. Well, I'm glad you practiced with the ball and were able to get that. That's one shot. Wow.
Yeah.
God. All that work for one shot. Well, do you remember when, who was it that was it Willie Mays? I think it was Willie Mays beat Babe Ruth's record. Is that somebody out there? Come on, who beat Babe Ruth's record? Was it Willie Mays?
I have no idea.
Nobody remembers back. See how old I am? When it got to the point where one more home run would beat the record. Mickey, I guess, is Mickey Mantle's record. Maybe Baby Ruth. I don't know. Beat the.
Are you talking about?
What's that, Thad?
Were you talking about total home runs?
Yeah.
Hank Aaron.
Was it Hank Aaron? It was Hank Aaron. Yes, Hank Aaron. Yeah. When he got close, every time he got to bat, they would photograph him because that swing could be the winning or the record-setting swing. So a guy from Life magazine had an 8x10 camera set up. And if you know anything about 8x10 cameras, you know that they have dark slides. So you have an 8x10 sheet of film behind a very dark slide. And you pull the slide and make the shot. So he had one sheet of film and 4 dark slides. 5 dark slides. Sorry, 5 dark slides. One for home, one for first base, one for second base, one for third base, and then another one edged a little bit forward of the plate for home. So when Hank Aaron swung, he would make the first shot, pull the dark plate out, put the first base dark plate in, make the first base shot, reshoot just cock the shutter and do it again. Pull that one out, put the second base one in, shoot that, pull that one out, put the third base in, shoot that, pull that one out, and put the home base, the one that was slightly forward, put in and shoot it. And he ended up with one sheet of film with Hank Aaron touching every base. It's a very famous photograph. You talk about no second chances. And he and his assistant practiced this for weeks before Aaron did that shot or hit that home run. And the photograph is just astounding. So that was cool. I mean, they had to cut those film holders just right so that they practiced and got it. So they got one sheet, one negative, one shot, got all of the bases. Him hitting it and him heading right to home base. I sure wouldn't want to have been the assistant who forgot to put the dark slide in. would have just not worked out at all. Today in digital, we just go bang, 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 and slice it up in Photoshop and be done with it. But back in the day, nope. Brady went with a psychology today approach with it.
Before we get started on mine, I want to just a shout out to Tracy on that rock wall shot. That's incredible. So
yeah.
I didn't get a chance to weigh in earlier, but I think she nailed it, and I love the really tall, narrow orientation of it. So
I do too, and even with the woman with her back to the camera, Tracy, I would print that as big as you can afford to print it and stick it on the wall. I really would. I think it's that cool of a shot. And,
okay, thank you, everybody. Thank you.
And then of course she'll want one where she's looking at the camera wearing her best dress. So
yeah, we'll have to go. Well, I don't know that she could wear it hiking where we had to hike, but
we'll see. Put it in the backpack and have her change there.
I guess, yeah.
Okay. All right. So Brady.
Hey, Don.
Yeah, single light source.
The first obstacle to come over was finding a brick wall. I had 3 or 4 in mind, and when I drove to look at them, it was like, oh, they've tiled over that, or oh, you can't get to that because there's a fence in the way, or oh, there's 3 windows and a door that I don't get that. So it was just finding a brick wall was a challenge to start with.
Isn't it interesting how that works? You think,
oh yeah, that was the easy part, and it was like,
yeah, I need to get a brick wall. How hard can that be? And yet, it can be difficult to find a brick wall of any kind, and then to find the one that you want. So
yeah, it was quite a shock to start out with that. So. And then the next challenge was I wanted the light to be coming downward, so it felt like a lone street lamp or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden it became, okay, who's holding the camera? Who's manning the boom? And then Aaron is obviously posing in the picture. So it was we ended up setting the camera on a tripod, hopefully focusing in the right spot. And then I went over with the boom and tried to get it, the light just right. So it was one of those where you wish you had a third person.
Oh gosh, yes. The more you do it, the more that third person becomes a real necessity in a lot of these shots. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And this is we got a sharp shadow, which is exactly what we would have from a street light. So this is a bare flash.
Yeah. Bare flash, probably about 8 feet above her, trying to shoot almost straight down.
Okay. Cool. Black and white, good choice.
Yeah, it was immediately obvious that it should be black and white to me. It was that picture I was looking for. So this really kind of came the way I wanted it.
Yeah, if it's a slightly red brick wall, she's wearing a blue shirt or a pink shirt or a maroon shirt and blue jeans and everything, that becomes too real.
Yeah, it was definitely, yeah.
Yep. There's something about there's a magic to black and white that removes the reality and makes us form a different type of story. And
it definitely brings the mood to the photo that I wanted.
Yes.
It made it that more desolate, more like, wow, life is not going well right now.
And it's interesting to me that even though black and white back in the day was, it started because that's all we could do. Color film didn't even come out until I want to say the 30s, but for the masses, well into the 50s and 60s. As a matter of fact, and you go back and look at all the photos of the Kennedy assassination, they're all in black and white.
Right.
There was very little color being shot in those days. Through the 70s, color came in, Kodachrome and all that kind of stuff. But here we are digital, where we've got, the whole palette of colors, and yet we still make black and whites. So that tells me there's something to a black and white more than, oh, it was just the kind of film we had. So we have color in our cameras all the time now, and yet many of us make choices in black and white because it tells a different story. it tells a much different story. I honestly wonder how long it will last. It doesn't look like it's diminishing at all. People are still buying black and white, even black and white digital images, where it's been manipulated to become black and white. So, yeah, good choice. Good choice on the black and white for sure.
Thanks.
Well, isn't the reason black and white is more popular is because it's still something we don't see, so it still pushes an area which we don't get to see with our normal day lives.
I think you're right, I think there's a story to black and white. We bring something more to black and white because we're immediately challenged by the fact that it doesn't look real. Correct? So the moment we're hit with that, it's not real, we bring something else to the game. So, Andres, this one is Andres here? Oh, he's not here. Andres, a really terrific shot, really terrific. The hands, the unbuttoned tuxedo shirt, all of this works. A little bulge down here. I mean, this guy's up against it here. He's really up against it, and he doesn't look happy. Doesn't look like he's laughing at all. Really, really well done. And again, beautiful choice for black and white. Just absolutely beautiful choice for black and white. Wow, neat. So much talent. This is you guys really rocked it. This assignment. You know that? You really did. I love this. All right, I said I wanted to work an image, and I'm going to work this image here. Bear with me. I've got to go get it. Go to dashboard. Where is it? There we go. Okay. I think we can make more from this image. Do you mind if I do this, by the way? Chris?
No, don't mind at all. Go right ahead. Interested to see what happens. So
okay. When I first look at this, I think this guy gets kind of lost. So what I want to do is I want to kind of bring him out of this. I also think this gets kind of lost over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in right here. I'm going to go in and I'm going to grab him. Oh, you're kidding. Is it this thing? Yeah, it's that stupid go to meeting thing. Can't do it with the go to meeting thing. So sorry, I gotta put this thing away down here. Every time I roll over the go to meeting, I lose my cursor, and it freezes it. So I know what I'll do. I'll just do this. Move him up to a new layer. Then we go back to this layer below here, and I'm going to do a copy of that layer. I'm working on the top layer now, and I'm going to use. I'm not going to do a adjustment layer. I'm actually going to do it right on the image. All right, so now I've got to paint some of that back because it got real dark over there in the trees, and I don't want it to be dark. I need to bring that back out. Just wanted a little bit more snapping. Bring some of that out there, some of that out there. All right, now if I turn him back on here, he's real bright, that's fine. Oh, wrong layer. Let's see what we got here. If I go to multiply, am I going to take him down too dark? No, all right, pretty good. I'm going to add a layer. I'm going to add a mask to him there, and then I'm going to mask. Take this area where it starts to blend, and I'm going to blend it out just a little bit here. Of course, I don't have my tablet or any of those things with me right now. All right, just get this up in here, right along here. So it's starting to take shape. Starting to take shape there pretty well. Going to make a new layer of everything. Control Shift E. Right. Oh, wrong one. Okay, so we have this layer on top here is now a combination of all those layers. So whatever I do to it doesn't get down into here. I'm going to use I'm going to use a Nik filter real quick here. These Nik filters, they're at Google. I don't think they're expensive. Does anyone know what the Niks are going for?
I think they're about $150 at the moment for the complete package.
About $100, you say?
About 150, I think. Somewhere between 150 and 200. So
okay.
It's quite a good deal because you can get the whole lot at the moment.
You get the whole thing, yeah. So now we have this kind of HDR, which is way over the top for me. We also have a bit of a challenge up there. So I'm going to clone that out because it's only right there. All right, I could be a little nicer with this cloning here, but you get the idea. Now that's too much HDR looking thing for me. I don't want that. And the neat thing about the Nik filters is that we can then take them down a little bit in opacity. Let's take it down to about 71. So here's with it at 70. Here's without it. See what it does? Now, I don't like her. I mean, it's not that I don't like her. I mean, she's probably a very nice lady, but we're getting rid of her anyway by putting a mask in here. And then with the black brush, we're going to go back in here and we're just going to paint out this top layer back to where it's a little bit darker on her. And he stands out. All right, last thing I'm going to do on the shot is add a new layer. And you've all seen me do this a million times because I do it on every photograph. And that's where I paint some highlights back in. I'm on white. I'm at 10% and my image is on overlay. This layer is on overlay. And so with this layer, I can come in here and all these little parts of these trees where the highlights are. I'm going to bring them out just a little bit more. So we have a feeling of these trees being a part of this shot. This area right in here, I'm going to lighten this up right here like this. I'm going to get rid of that shadow line. Going to make it less noticeable anyway. Right through there. I'll lighten up his pants if I can. And his sweatshirt. Really make him stand out just a little bit more. All right. Now I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to take this and I'm going to hit it. I'm actually going to make a new layer. Thank you. At overlay. I'm going to bring this in here and I'm going to hit it once, twice. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. Once, twice, a little bit smaller. Once, twice, a little bit smaller. Once, twice, a little bit smaller. Once, twice. Okay. We brought that lady up a little bit, but we put a thing around him. Now I go in with my eraser tool. Brush, and I erase that brightness that I just put on him. I erase that from him. Of course, like I say, it would be a little bit neater if we were doing this for a client. I wouldn't be rushing through this quite so much. Just want you guys to get the idea. Let's bring our shoes back right here. Let's bring back the sweatshirt, etc. Let's get rid of her again. Brighten her up. And now, we put that real subtle thing on there. It doesn't look like we did a lot until we turn it off. Quite remarkable, huh? So it helps bring our eye to it. Now, some of you may like it this way better. I kind of like this feeling of brightness here, and that's what I would have done to it. Let's go back. That's the original photograph. So I think it pulls out his running stuff. So what do you think, folks? You're quiet.
More drama.
How many of you like it without? Hello. Gosh, I can't believe I did that. How many of you like it without the brighter area? That's with it. That's without it.
It's tricky. I like it both ways. I think perhaps I gravitate towards the dark one more, maybe.
Yep. Whenever I do that, that bright area, part of what I like about the brighter one. Let me tell you why I like it, but that's okay. I like the dark one as well. I think it works as well. This one is more in keeping with the flash idea of that on-camera flash than the other one. So another thing that I would do if I was getting ready to put this in my portfolio is I would actually clone her out, and I would clone her out. I'd get these boards come all the way across and get this brick to come back up and meet it. I would clone these people out. Take them out, which is not something you would want to do on a low-res file like this, but on the high-res file, it'd take you a while, take you 30 minutes, but it'd be worth it. Really would. So, all right, well, that's our show. If there's any questions, we can take them, and if not, I will bid you all a...
Don?
Yes?
There's a couple of older assignments that the video hasn't gone up for. And I am assuming that you just got busy or something and they slipped through the cracks. So,
which ones?
Thursday number 10 and Saturday 11 and 12.
Really? Let me make a note. Let me make a note. Okay.
Just because I go back and sort of skim through them again.
Sure. So Saturday 11 and 12.
And Thursday 10.
Okay, I will find out where they are.
Thank you.
Hey, John, I have a quick question too.
Sure.
I thought I had submit to this assignment earlier in the week, and my picture's not there. I don't know if I messed up sending it or anything. Is there any way to check that?
It's not in the folder. Could you what? Let's see. Was and who is this? Who's talking?
Thad.
Thad. No, it's not in the folder, Thad. Let's see if it's
okay.
If it's out here. No. See if you put it on the wrong date. No, I don't see it. I thought maybe you put it on the Thursday one, but no, not there either.
Okay. Okay. Sorry about that.
Yeah, get it.
It's up on Flickr, Don.
What's that?
It's up on Flickr if you want to have a quick look at it.
Oh,
it's
it is.
Let's
Let's hit Flickr. Thank you. We can do that. Absolutely. Nice having a spare, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Communities, groups list. Yeah, lighting.
I'm glad we're not missing this one out. I like this shot.
And let's see. And thanks for popping in on that. Yeah, it's great. Well, we have Flickr, so we do have another place to look at it. So, and oh, okay. Wow, nice lighting, Thad.
Thanks.
Yep. And we had one on Thursday, where a guy was lifting a barbell, and we've all had that. I know I have lately because I'm lifting weights and trying to get more of that physical activity. But it doesn't matter how heavy the weights are. There's a point when you think, I can't do another one. That's it. This is great.
Yeah, that was my.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that was my whole concept, that pushing it to the limit.
Yep. Well, that's great. That's fantastic. And those of you who lift weights, how do you know that he's done? How do you know? Because that's exactly what happens. You can't get the arms straight. You just can't. That's it. They're folded. They're not going to straighten up. You've hit it. You've hit that wall, and they come down and they go right to the floor. Moving on to legs.
I see this too, Pat. I thought this was brilliant because he looked. Is that you? Anyway, he looks like they're compensating with other parts of the body. He looks like he's arching backwards rather than lifting with his arms.
Yep.
That's right. That's right.
Yep. So if someone who didn't know weights looked at this, they're still going to get the idea with the copy that he's hitting the wall. But anyone who's ever lifted, Tracy, you're absolutely right. He's going for everything. He's arched his back. He can't get his arm straight. He is at the last rep. Yeah. Very cool. Nice concept. Everybody, really great concepts. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Fantastic. I will go look for those videos and see where they are and try to get them up. But this one will go up later today. I'm trying to make it an absolute, now that I can put them up straight from my Mac, by the way, and YouTube doesn't seem to be screwing up the audio anymore. I'm putting them up right after the show. As soon as I get them processed, they're going to go up. So they'll be up by the end of the day. All right, folks. Thanks for coming out. And we'll see you next time.
Thank you, Don.
Great
Thanks,
stuff.
Don.
Great stuff, everyone. Thank you.
Thanks, Don.